Hey, it's Pastor Dan from Dexter Gospel Church. Thanks for watching this Proverbs Practical. Today's verses give us the first of the two great dangers that Solomon was going to warn his son about. We're in Proverbs 23, verses 27 and 28. It says, "For a whore is a deep ditch, and a strange woman is a narrow pit. She also lies in wait as for a prey, and increases the transgressors among men." Today we're going to look at these two verses instead of just one. They're short and they address the same subject. So it talks about the whore. That's, of course, the professional, the prostitute, the one who exchanges sex for money or other favors. And she is a terrible danger to the young, powerful, and wealthy, especially in Solomon's day. There's the obvious health concerns, the devastation of legitimate relationships, the danger to standing and of manipulation and blackmail and so on. All of these are risks that Solomon's son, the son of the king, would face if he headed in that direction. Perhaps worse, there's the moral failure of not keeping to marriage what God says belongs within marriage. And the consequences of entering into a relationship with her are not only devastating, they can be distressingly permanent. It speaks of her as a deep ditch, like you're traveling down the road and the wagon goes off the road, and once that wheel tips into that ditch, it's going to be hard, maybe impossible to get that thing out intact. It may seem like it's just a moment's fun at the time. No big deal. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But the consequences are often far deeper and far longer than anyone expects when they make the decision to take the action. So that's the prostitute. Then you have the strange woman. This can be a prostitute, a professional, or this can be just any woman who tempts the young man from the woman that God has for him. As you follow the course of this woman through Proverbs, you're going to see that usually she's going to be a flatterer. She's going to tell the man what he wants to hear instead of what is true. He may convince himself that he really loves her and she loves him. But our feelings are not the best arbiter of right and wrong. God's Word is. And once a person has entered into marriage, that is the relationship that God has for them. And anyone who would turn them aside from that is a problem. In this case, it speaks of her as a narrow pit. That's a trap. That's a trap that once the prey has fallen into, it can't escape. The hunter comes to slay and collect it, and it's helpless. And while there are some perhaps who are a danger without intention, there are some who are very deliberate about this, as verse 28 shows. For some women with some men, it's like a hunter waiting for prey. As the son of the king, there would be people who would want to take advantage of him. As a young man, he's going to be especially susceptible to attractive, flattering young women. And I should note, too, that while all of this is addressed to a young man, the same principles hold true for women with temptations that they might find from men as well. And it's notable, too, that while the warning is about the woman, because he's speaking to the young man, and in cases where she's lurking deliberately to tempt men, the blame is still not hers alone. Just as men are held accountable when they use their strength to victimize others, so women are held accountable when they use their advantages to victimize others. The young man is being warned that there will be people out there trying to prey on him. But the transgressors named here are men. So it's not that men, even young, privileged men, are just helpless animals to be led astray or hunted down without volition, that they're just helpless before their sexual urges and women can prey on them without them having any say in the matter. Well, sure, there's predatory women, but for a man to go into them or turn from his wife to them is still a transgression on his part. She'll be accountable for her own sin and for trying to take advantage of someone, but he will not be able to blame her. He's still a transgressor. Our actions influence others. She increases the transgressors, it says. But our actions are still our own. We are the transgressors when we choose to do wrong, especially when we're warned and equipped not to fall into the pit, into the ditch. Don't fall for these traps. They're deadly and difficult to escape. I hope this video is a blessing to you. If it is, hit the like button. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel for more like it. Until next time, I hope you stay well and avoid the moral dangers of life.